But as long as we say to ourselves we will do as we please, same thing, it falls into our moral structure. The morality of the people is falling, and falling seriously.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I hope all is well in these unfortunately troubling times. Oh man, I just got off the bike, literally still sweating. Been doing some cardio lately just to get the body active, the physical body active. It's not just good enough to get the mind and the spiritual side active, but we got to activate the physical body. And I just got done riding my bike. I've been doing 12 miles a day. I usually do it early in the morning on the empty stomach, just to build great discipline. So literally still sweating. My body's just getting acclimated and, calming down. But just wanted to bring some attention to a recent video that I and some great fellow individuals on, if people aren't familiar that or who the One Great Warriors are, then where the hell have you been? We've been creating videos for at least a year, and we just did a recent video on the dangers of compromise. And compromise is a word that a lot of people really haven't, contemplated on because unfortunately, in today's society, in today's world, we're forced to compromise at a very young age. Our parents force us to compromise. Schools force us to compromise. Our friends, the whole peer pressure and, all of the unfortunate things that come along with compromising um, not only ourselves, but hell, the truth. Sorry. Had to drink some of my smoothie. I literally just biked for 12 miles and like burnt off 700 calories. So my body's like begging for some form of of nutrients. But yeah, we compromise in so many ways. Just look at the past few years and how many people compromise their principles. Have compromised their integrity. And that's the thing is when you compromise your principles, you are literally giving up a piece of who you are. You're giving up a piece of your foundation. And that should never be done. Hell, we should never compromise our principles. We should never compromise our integrity. And yes, when you look at the etymology of the word compromise, you have its first sense in a noun, like it's like a contract when two people can come together, to try to work on an agreement. But then you have the second form, which is like a verb, like when it, like to put something in danger, it's like they say in war, this particular um, area has been compromised, meaning it is in danger, it has been taken over. And that's what I'm really referring to, or that's what I wanted that topic to be about, is how we compromise our own self, how we compromise, how the truth, we compromise who we truly are and put our own self in danger, and allow ourselves to be taken over. And many people need to come to grasp that, compromising is just another form of conforming, another form of fitting in, because people don't want to, create have resistance. People don't want to, rock the boat. People don't want to, shake things up. Uh, And see, that's the thing is when we compromise, we just go along with the flow compared to if we are willing to use our voices and, stand on firm ground, stand on principles, then yeah, we may create a little backdraft of energy, and it's totally fine. Yeah, we may create a little, a little chaos, and it's totally fine. That's a much needed form of chaos that can be learned, that positive energy that's coming to shake things up, you know. That's what people need. People need to be shaken up. We can't just keep being average and just doing, what we are doing because everyone else is, is doing. And that's the problem. And that's the thing that we see, people just compromising, going along to get along. Well, I put my foot down a long fucking time ago. I'm not compromising myself. I'm not compromising my principles. I'm not compromising my integrity. And I'm sure hell not compromising the truth. And that's what we see so many people doing, especially a lot of parents, compromising the truth by feeding the lies and the bullshit to their children, indoctrinating them with the lies. And the reason why I say this, because we are coming upon a time of year where there are a lot of lies being put out, with all of these supposedly holy days. And not enough people are, going to give the gift of truth to their kids. You know, it reminds me of my favorite TV show, Kung Fu.
Grasshopper.
When and the show was called Aletheia, which means Greek. It's Greek for truth, and it has Jodie Foster, which I love. Jodie Foster as a actress, in the movie Contact, Inside Man, she literally played a lot of strong roles. But in this episode, Cain has to defend himself, and he kills a man, and then she sees it, and they try him for murder. So he's sitting in the cage, and she comes in, and she's talking to him. And as this is happening, they're building a gallows because he's going to be hung the next day. Like this is in like the West and like the late 1800s. Like that's the timing of the story. So then her dad comes in, and then they're talking, and then she's like, "Hey, what's all that noise?" And then Cain tells her the truth. He like, "It's a gallows for in the morning." And then she runs out the room. She's crying. She's like, "Why?" She doesn't quite understand. So then her dad looks at her. He's like, "Why did you say that to her?" And Cain looks at him, and he's like, "Because it is the truth. It is the truth. And Aletheia has earned the respect and the honor of truth. So why should we dishonor her and dishonor the truth?"
What's all that noise?
Carpenters, honey.
What are they building out there?
A gallows. For the morning.
No!
Lydia! It's a hard thing to say to a child. It was the truth. To say less would dishonor the respect for truth which she has won at such great cost.
And that's the thing that people need to learn is no matter how much we think it is severe, no matter how much it may hurt an individual, we still cannot compromise the truth. Even if it risks relationships, even if it risks emotional, um, um, uh, you know, comfort, we should still put the truth above everything else. So please go and check out the full video. The QR code is going to be posted. And hell again, we should never, ever be compromising our principles, the integrity that we should have, and of course, the truth. Never, never, ever compromise those three essential ingredients that make up the self. Peace out.
The effects are inherent in their causes. We observe every day that causes produce consequences. But most people are so much interested in their own ideas about consequences that they overlook the problem of causation.
Hello, I'd like to invite you to our next huge collaborative project. My name is Corey Endangered. I'm the host of the End of Slavery Summit, which featured over about 50 speakers and hundreds of resources. It was held at the end of 2022. We had a lot of big names like David Icke, Mark Passio, Larkin Rose, High Impact Flicks, these individuals who have done work for many, many years, and you can now be among them in this new project. I'm also the editor of the Liberator 2 News, which is a huge collaborative project and an effort ultimately to create a library of knowledge around the ideas of true freedom, voluntarism, ownership, understanding statism, and a lot of ideas that often go outside of the independent media and mainstream media. Now, this project that I'm introducing to you here is even easier than the End of Slavery Summit, yet it's more effective. In that summit, I interviewed people for about an hour on any topic they wanted. There's a lot of people who also said, though, man, I'm not a fan of interviews, or I don't really know how to do interviews. Well, what about a 1-minute clip? As always, I try to create something that is new, something that hasn't really been thought about before, something that can maybe make more of an impact, and I really plan for this to maybe be something yearly or annual as an event. So if you are a speaker, or you're a content creator, or you simply care about the truth, here's all you have to do. Send us a 1-minute clip, vertical or horizontal, with any camera on this question. What is the most important thing that people must know? Send your clip to this email, coreye@disroot.org. It really is just that simple. Now you can edit your video, or we will edit it for you, all free, okay? And be sure to also provide 2 things in your email. It does not have to be in your video, but that's up to you. Your social links, so that way we can promote you and you can share your work. And number 2, where people can learn more about the answer to that question. And if you have any other questions, you can reach out to that email I provided. And once we gather about 50 or so clips, that's about 50 minutes. So we can turn this into several live shows with William Douglas from the Latter-day Liberator, part of the Liberator 2 project, and myself. We're going to be breaking down these clips and doing an analysis, and we can even interview you after your clip is shown on the show. Now that's only if you'd like as well. It would just add another flavor to the show and get more conversation going. So we will release trailers for this once we gather a lot more clips, just as we did for the End of Slavery Summit, where we will show you the time and date for when this all will happen. But for now, I want you to share this and get started. Just send us your 1-minute clip to this question. It should be very simple for you to do. This we're calling the Liberator 2 Showcase. And I encourage you, or anyone you know, to get involved and send us your clip. It is best not to release your clip publicly until the showcase is on. This will be done totally for free and for educational purposes, so I don't intend to get money off of your clips. And this will be for higher impact, like I said, and free promotion. So just bring people together. One of my main goals that worked successfully for the summit. I know we can do it again, guys. Share this video around or rewatch it if you need to. And if you prefer text format, you can go to the liberator.us/show, the liberator.us/show. You can also share that link if it's easier to any of your favorite content creators. You can be seen by thousands in our weekly newsletter, daily live streams, and several video platforms. You might know that TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts are very effective. I get way more views on those than I do any of my videos or articles or anything else we can do. This is quick, it's to the point, it keeps people's attention span, it gets into the algorithms. So let's use this wisely. Let's flood the internet with clips for real freedom. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Liberator 2 Showcase.